Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lady Nika in with tonight's episode of the Have and Have Nots, as well as last week's episode. As promised, we're doing it in a veggie suit so that I can keep my playlist in order and stuff like that. Okay. Also, before I begin the review, I want to remind you all who like the web series I review down here, Tangled and Twisted, that episode 8 has dropped. It dropped last Friday. I will be doing a review of that episode as I have the last 7. And if you are interested in watching this watching this web series, what I'm going to do is link the web series down in my description box. And child losing voice. If you want to, you can go down there and you can get caught up on the episode. So when I come through on Friday with the review for episode 8, you'll be prepared and know what I'm talking about. It's real good. It's a depiction of urban life in the inner city, and it does have some violence. It does have some, gang affiliations in it, and it does have it's got drug dealing and stuff like that. So if you like a Boys in the Hood or Minister Society type of movie and you want to watch this, then I suggest that you go down into the description box, click on the link, and get your life, baby, because Shaheem and Cecil over there doing some really good things. I see good things for these guys in the future with dealing with this web series. So I'll be doing the review for it on Friday, but the playlist is down in the description. Go over there and familiarize yourself with it if you have not already. And if you just want to go back and look at some of the stuff, I'll put it down there so you'll be able to do that. So let's move right on, because y'all know I do thorough reviews on this. And so I got 2 of them back to back. We're going to start with last week, episode 20 of season 5, The Enemy Called Trust. We got David and Jim arriving as Catherine and Veronica is watching that house burn down. He won't know why did she do that when they had already had the house thoroughly clean, right? Well, Veronica not trusting what he got to say, because see, I trusted you to dispose of the body, and it showed up down to the TV station. So it could have been DNA still in that house. It could have been fingerprints, carpet fibers, all that could have still been inside that house. Better safe than sorry. The shit went up in flames, and that's how she felt about it. Now they all think that she dumb except for Catherine. To me, I wouldn't have burnt the house down. I'd have had it re-cleaned like maybe 2 or 3 more times. But she chose to burn it down, okay? Because, child, it's going to be mighty strange that this body showed up at the TV station and hours later the house catches on fire. But, okay, this Tyler Perry land, we're going to roll with it. David, he's so calm and cool and collected all the time. He get on that phone calling the fire department, ain't had not one sound, not 1 ounce of urgency in his voice. I was hollering, okay? I was. I said, child, and then they must live on some type of estate plantation or something where neighbors is miles and miles apart, because you would think as large as that fire was in that big mansion, somebody, at least a neighbor, would have already called the fire department, but clearly no one did. Now let's go over to the hotel, because you got London and Charles and Vincent, the Secret Service guy, headed to Charles's room as local police are leaving. Charles want to talk to Landon privately, because he want to know, why did you do what I asked you not to do? I asked you to clean her up, to protect her, and yet you called the police on her. He ain't feeling it. Okay, he asked him if he really like his job, because the what you showing me right now is saying that you don't really care for your job that much, and if you don't care, I don't care either. Okay, Landon, my thing to you is, you an employee, honey. You're not the voice of his consciousness, and just because you and Candace not cool, don't mean that she trash to him. You see, what one man calls trash, another man will call treasure, and clearly that's how he feels about her. Okay, he told Charles that she's nothing but a street level criminal, a low-level street-level criminal. And Charles told him, let me, because I see you ain't getting what I'm saying to you here. So let me flip into Chucky mode for just a few minutes and gather your boots real quick. Got up close to him and told him, he said, how you know I'm not from the streets as well? Now, he looking at him real menacing like, and you can see it's some crazy in here. I told y'all I like Charles. I don't like Chucky, okay? He already That's when Landon caught the meaning of what Charles was saying to him, because he had already told him, you keep making mistakes like you're making right now, you're gonna wind up making a fatal one. He didn't take that into consideration. This man just threatened me. He didn't think about that, but when he got up in his face, he got what he was saying to him back off and protect her, like I said. And if I have to tell you this again, it's not gonna turn out pretty for you. Chucky told him, you wouldn't understand how I feel because women ain't your thing. I said, oh, did he just hit him with the gay one? Okay. Child. Now, next, Landon go downstairs and he run into Jeffrey in the lobby and he asking who that guy was that was up in his room. Now, and my issue with this is, Jeffrey, you don't want this boy. Y'all had y'all moment in the sun or whatever, and you clearly don't want to have no more dealings with him, and you made that obvious. Why are you answering questions to a person who is, in the words of Jackie Christie, a non-motherfucking factor? Sorry about the cussing. I had to bring that, in order for me to get that point across, I had to just say it all like this. So, pardon the cussing, but why you letting non-factors, why you answering to non-factors, honey? Landing up there asking him if he was stalking him. And I'm like, how you gonna have the nerve to ask somebody about stalking when you stalk this boy relentlessly? Child, please. Just running him down, trying to give him some meat he don't want. Then Veronica comes up and she tells Jeffrey, you need to pick better girls to hang out with. He said that she needed a better foundation. I said, oh, that was cute, but you really don't want to start with her. Remember your last employee, Maggie Day, messed with her, and she not in the RIP, okay? She basically got rid of him and told him, look, you need to get on down there to the hospital and pick up Melissa and take on back to the house. I mean, my house, okay? Even though Jeffrey has a room at this artesian hotel, she putting it over his head. Look, tomorrow morning, you expecting me to go down into this courtroom and get this body off of you. So what I need you to do today is make sure you go down there and get that little girl and make sure she don't bleed all over my carpets and my beddings no more like that. And he was like, something is wrong with her. Don't you see that she depressed? All you worried about is your sheets. She said, yeah, that's all I need to be concerned about. That girl ain't hurt. That girl just want attention, and you can give it to her if you want to, but you need to handle that. And as they were talking, Candace passed by, and Veronica made a little, she did a little dig at her, said, "Oh, I smell some." But Candace paid her dust, and Jeffrey too. So she's like, well, what's wrong with her? He said she probably done found out. And Veronica was like, found out what? Found out her son did. She said, well, I'm sorry to hear that and everything, but go on pick up Melissa like I told you, and both of y'all be over there to my house when I get there. Child, all she cared about was that. She don't care about nothing else, okay? Now, after Veronica left, he saw Candace at the elevator, and he went over there to speak to her, but she didn't say a simple word to him. She just got on the elevator, act like it wasn't that. She went up, we saw in that episode, she did go over to the fountain drop where she finally was able to see the aftermath, and she breaks down a little bit more, called on God like they always do when they need him, but as long as everything is going good, we don't know him. And in my honest opinion, although she was a bad mother, I think she cared about her child. She just knew that she wasn't the right type of person to be taking care of him. So she didn't be around him. But I honestly believe she did care something about her child. Just she wasn't that maternal type. And in this moment now that she can't go back and fix it, it's starting to come full circle on her. Now, Wyatt over at his place with Anna and George, when George come to talk to him about old DA girl. It's him, that black detective that had arrested Benny, and it's Justin, because Justin had begged when he found out they was going over there to talk to him to tag along, because see, he done passed the written and the oral part of the detective exam, and he feel like the more experience that he get, the better he'll be as a detective going forward. So when he get over there, they asking, George is asking Wyatt a series of questions, and basically Wyatt realized in that moment that, oh, when you said she was dead, when you said she wasn't with y'all no more, I thought she had quit or had been fired. What you saying is she dead. And George was like, yeah. So he began to ask him questions, and Wyatt looked behind him and said, look, I talk, but I don't feel comfortable with him. I haven't forgotten how he treated my friends, and I want him on the other side of that door if I'm going to be talking to y'all. So they asked Justin what was going on. He claimed to not know. And the other detective, the black one, told him, just go on outside and let him talk to us and stuff like that. So when he leave, um, George is asking all kinds of questions like how much the DA girl get released for him out of his inheritance. He tell him 12 million. He asks how did the relationship between the parents between his parents and DA girl, how was that relationship? And Wyatt said to his understanding they didn't really care for each other, and it only got worse once he got that inheritance of $12 million released by way of DA girl, and that's why she had given him and Jeffrey also immunity about that situation with that little girl getting hit and stuff. And he concerned about whether or not that is still gonna stand. And George said yes, it stands just fine. He wanted to know how much was his parents worth. He said, well, my mama worth about $250 billion, and my dad not so much, without her. Wyatt is talking way too much, and as far as I'm concerned, like I tell y'all every week, he can die. Jim ain't shit but your mama a little something, okay? Now Candace goes back to the hotel and she beating on Charles Doe. Vincent there, the Secret Service guy, trying to stop her from doing that. But Charles come to the door and she like, look, I need both my phones right now. He tells Charles go ahead on and give her phones, and she called Benny. He don't answer, but she leaves a voicemail for him to call her. And I said, okay. She later on calls and tells Erica, look, I need to talk to you. I really need you in this moment, girl. Come on down to my room. It's room 3031. And she said, okay. And they hung up. But the minute she hung up with Erica, Erica calls War and tell him she got the location. Give him the location. And he said he going to be there shortly. I said, oh, this heifer here is no good. Candace called Hannah, letting her know, I know what happened. I know my son is dead, but she wanted to know what happened. How did this happen? Hannah said War and his boys busted into the room and began shooting. She said I took little Quincy into the bathroom with me and I covered his body, but he still was shot. Candace, upset and crying, accused Hannah of failing to protect her son, and she went on to say, it should be my son that was dead. It should be you, because I don't understand how you covered him, but yet you didn't get hurt. He died. Now, y'all know Hannah was prepared to give her the business on that, right? But she didn't. She hung on up. She went head on and left it. She let it go, and Candace hung the phone up. Now, all of a sudden, down to the police station, Benny has been released from jail. I guess Chuck had got the charges off him because the cop came and told him that he's free to go. So he called his mama and she gonna come and pick him up. Now she had to go get him, but she see this campaign speech being given by the governor of Georgia for Charles, right? Charles spoke briefly about the gun violence in the city, and he even mentioned Quincy Jr., who had been a victim recently of gun violence. And he was saying that he was very sad about it, and he was praying for the family and things like that. And the way he spoke, you would have swore he knew this family. And that's why Hannah was stood there, minute staring at that TV like, who is this? But she had time to be trying to deal with it right now because she need to get on down to the police station and pick up her little boy. That would be Benny, okay? Now, Candace called Mitch, and he answered, and she tell him, she want War dead, basically. And he said, okay, just get him down to my grandma's restaurant. And they got it from there, is what he said. And she agreed, she hung up. Mitch called over to Mama Rose restaurant, and his cousin Tony answered the phone. He telling him, like, look, go back there and tell Grandma I'm finna deliver War to the restaurant, and y'all can do what y'all gotta do. Tony was like, the new restaurant? He said, yeah, just go back there and tell her she gonna be expecting, she gonna be cool with it. Go back there and tell her. He said, well, look like you finally joining the family business. He was like, man, just go back there and tell Grandma what I said. He said, all right, we're gonna be locked, loaded, and ready by the time you get here with this man here. We finna get information. I said, get him finally. Okay? Now, Erica finally come to see Candace, and she nervous. And Candace is stoic. Like, yeah, bitch, I knew you wasn't shit, but I'm finna sit here and play with you. She tell her son dead, and we all know Erica have known for some time that this girl's child was dead, but she acted like she was so hurt and so surprised. Then Candace decided to ask her, girl, are you with me? Erica said, yes, of course, I'm always with you. Why are you asking me that? She said, girl, I can't get past the fact that dress smelled just like War. Erica started saying that Candace knows she afraid of War and she don't deal with him. Candace asked her, well, how did that scent get on your dress? She talking about she don't know. So Candace told her, girl, hand my purse over there. She give Candace her purse, and when she give her purse, she tried to touch Candace. Candace, don't touch me. Mm-mm. She got on that phone. She called War. War answered, and she said, "It's me." He said, "Oh, Candy Cane, you know I've been looking for you." She was like, "Yeah." She asked him. He asked her where she was, and she said, "You already know where I'm at." She said, "You killed my son." He said, "It was an accident, but you do know you gotta die." She said, "Yeah, okay, I know about that." He said, "So you admit you got $7.4 million and didn't tell me about it?" She said, "Yup." So he said, "So where you at, baby girl?" She said, "You already know where I'm at." Meanwhile, as she talking to him, Erica sitting over there with 50 Shades of Guilt across her face, busting down her own story, letting Candace know, "Yeah, this you betrayed me, girl. You betrayed me. You betrayed me." Okay. She said, she gave him that address, and he asked her, "Was she going away?" He said, "Oh no, I'm not gonna wait." And she hung up. She told Erica, "Give me your phone." Erica was nervous. She was shook, honey. She was shook. Erica did it, but she did it reluctantly. And as she was handing Candace that phone, it began to ring. And Candace told her to put it on speaker and said, and I just knew in that moment that was War, but it wasn't. It was David. He was calling to tell her, "Girl, something unexpectedly has arisen, and I ain't going to be able to come down there and kick it with you tonight." He asking her what she was doing. She talking about, "I'm on the other line with a friend who has trust issues," when she shouldn't, because she about to mess up with a good friend over really nothing. Candace looking at her like, "Girl, what and ever." And David, of course, on the phone talking about he's sorry to hear that, wish her well and tell her with her friend and tell her he'll talk to her later. So they hang up. Candace tell her, "Good, look, let's go." She want to know where we going. She said, "We're going to dinner, child." And I said, finally, some justice. I wanted Erica and Ward to die on this episode. They get to the restaurant and she's saying it look expensive to Candace. But Candace like, "Girl, I got it." So she go up to the ladies' room and Mitch come up and asks, "Is War coming?" She said, "Yeah, Erica's probably in that bathroom calling him right now." Mitch said, "I knew you could never trust that health. I knew it, honey." Anyway, he tell her, "We got your tables ready. When this seal pops off, I need you to go low. Okay?" So they sitting at the table and Erica looking at the menu and in comes Warren sits right next to Erica. Now, at that moment, that's when she began to have this smug look on her face like, "I got you, ho." I said, "Oh, okay." Hmm. But now you don't. Next thing I know, War and his boys are in a shootout with the Malones, and at the end of the shootout, War and his boys are laying dead, and Candace and Erica both are still okay, but they hid up underneath the table. I said, I was kind of disappointed because I wanted Erica to die too. But child, that's one down, one to go. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, they can go ahead on and pin Lil Quincy Jr. murder on War. What else is he doing? I mean, what other good can he actually be to her? He can't be no good to that girl at all. So I was hoping that he just went head on and passed away, but he didn't, child. Now that brought us to the end of episode 20, rolling right on into episode tonight, which was 21, entitled Kate. After the shootout, Mama Rose and the guys, along with Mitch, is walking around the restaurant. They looking at all, they taking in all the damages. She happy. She ain't got no problem with this. She said, "Good thing I own the police department," but she ain't got no problem with it, and told Mitch, "Baby, don't get no blood on your shoes." Okay, she cool with everything. Even in fact, she told him, "Look, I want to thank Candace," and she said, "I owe her now." Mitch wanted to know how Mama Rose knew Candace, and he said, "She been here before. Just let her know I owe her." That War did. Erica begging for her life, and Mitch just looked at her. They not gonna kill her ass. We already knew that from last week's when we saw last week episode. We saw the previews for this week. We knew she wasn't gonna die, but she got a bruise on her face. I don't know if Candace coon cocked or not. I think I looked away. If it's important and y'all want to tell me, put it in the panty. Now, Mitch and Candace sitting in the car, right? And he asking if she okay. She said, "Yeah." And she thanks him for helping her. Since he never, she said, "I know you never wanted to go into the family business." He said, "Well, I guess I'm in the shit now." She asked, it can't be too bad being in the family business. You know, at least they get rid of people like War. He said, yeah, it goes a little bit deeper than what you think, though, girl. He tells her that she actually saved a lot of people with what she did today because, see, his grandma was going to unleash the fury because she took it personal when they shot at him down there to the Fountain Drive. So she was going to unleash fury on the inner city, the project area, and she really did a huge favor for the people of the projects, okay? He tells her that he want to know how she know his grandma. She say she kidnapped me one time for Jim, you know. But he also told her grandma say she owe you a favor. Candace like, nah, that's all right, I'm good. He said, now when people like her have a favor that they owe you, it might be good for you to call that favor in because the way you live, you gonna need her help. So take that there, okay? I said, all right. He just told her bear it in mind. You might need them. Then he asked her, she asked him if he minded driving her somewhere, and she said, of course not. He said, no, I don't mind. You know, Mitch got a love thing for Candy, so he don't mind. Hannah finally reaches the jail to pick up Benny, and she told him Candace called and asked why didn't she protect her child, and she feels Hannah should have gotten shot, not her son. Benny told her don't mind Candace right now. She said she too wonders how, even though she covered that child with her entire body, that he gets shot and not her. Benny telling her mama don't think like that. Hannah say she empty. She all prayed out. She all hoped out. She said her life ain't been nothing but hell. Benny was saying, let's go to church. She said, I don't want to go to no church. I'm tired. She said she tired. You know, she don't want to go no further with that. So he decided that he wants to pray. She said, you go ahead and pray. He said, come on, mama, I can't do this without you. She said, yes, you can because I taught you. So he begins to recite the Our Father prayer. And as he's reciting it, he would stop periodically to try to engage her into saying the prayer with him. But all you can see in her face is desperation, and she at that point where she ready to give up. People, you know, we oftentimes as spiritual people always say that we know that the race is not for the swift and fast, but the one that can endure to the end. However, we tend to forget sometimes that the race can get pretty hard, even for us. The promise that we all have that who do believe is that if we do believe in him, he will help us through each and every one of our situations that come. Meaning he will bring a calm to your heart. He will bring a peace of mind to you if you reach out for it. If you believe in him. Now that ain't for your non-believers. If that ain't for, if you don't believe, then this part of the video wasn't for you. Keep it moving. Okay. She just drained. Okay. He get to the end of that prayer, she still no word. So he decided to just go on and drive off, okay? Now, we see David come to see Erica because she done been calling him panicking and stuff, and he want to know what's going on, and he notices that bruise on her face. He was about to leave to go confront Veronica because he just knew Veronica had done that, but she told him, no, it ain't that. She told him she didn't tell him everything about herself, so he urges her to tell him. She says she running from someone, her fiance. According to her, he abusive and she ran away. And David wants a name, but Erica won't tell him. I said, girl, you is when he find out. She just wanted to get away from there. And child, that girl scared as hell, and for a good reason, because she know Candace ain't done with her yet, okay? So she need to get away. He telling her, look, I was a judge. I can put people away. I can help you. David asked her if the fiance knew her whereabouts, and she basically said that he did. So you saw him and her getting her things together. He finna take her to a safe haven so that she can, you know, because she shook right now, and she thanking him and apologizing for not telling him sooner. I said lies. I can't wait for him to find out that he was actually a mark. She was trying to get coin out of you, bruh. And I'm just wondering, will he forgive her, because he's definitely liking on her. You would think after 20 years of Veronica crazy, ain't no way. But Erica got some kind of effect on him, and he may actually forgive her for that. But that's him forgiving. Candace is a whole different person, and she has metamorphosized back into a crazy a little bit herself. So we don't know what's gonna happen there. Now Melissa and her mom arrived at Veronica's house. She brought her there from the hospital. Her mama making her speak to Veronica. Her mom tells Veronica Melissa was upset over her dad, but she ain't gonna do nothing like this here again. She guarantee her. She tell Veronica like, okay, but Veronica asks, well, how are the funeral arrangements coming along? And she was like, it's okay, but you could tell there's some hesitation. And Veronica saw that as well and was like, what is it? You know, just say what it is. She was like, well, the insurance is not gonna cover it all. So Veronica said, so you need another check, right? The mom said, just until the sale of the house is complete, because I'm gonna sell the house. That way I can pay you completely off, and then I'm gonna move to Delaware. I have a sister up there I can go stay with. Now, the mom went on to say that whatever was cooking in the kitchen smelled good, and Veronica said it was dinner. The mama standing there like she expecting to get an invitation, and Veronica looked at her and told her good night. I said, baby, no chill, Veronica. Child, after the mom leaves, she tell that girl that her mama's annoying and asks her if her mama on crack. Melissa like, no. She was like, well, she act like it. And then them saddlebags. She got too many saddlebags. That comes from being at that refrigerator so much. She tell Melissa, stay away from them carbs and stuff. I tell young ladies all the time, especially black women, the few I do know, that they don't need to eat like that. You got to take care of yourself. So she decides to take on up to her room, and when she do, she open that room, and Melissa see all that blood and stuff is still in there. She said, "Girl, I know you ain't think I was gonna clean this up." She said, "That maid talk too much, and clearly I'm not gonna do that myself. So you need to get the cleaning up, and in the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna go find my checkbook because that ratchet ass mama of yours gonna be calling back real soon on that check." She said, "Girl, I sure hope this baby come out healthy and cute for all the stuff I'm having to deal with." And she left that girl in there. I said, "Lord." Charles go see Candace at he letting her know he gotta head to New York. He's got another campaign stop. But he wanted to check in on her first. He tells her that they have vetted a lot of women for this position to be his somewhat of a concubine in his life, but they ain't as strong as she is, and he didn't like them like that. And most importantly, they didn't make him feel like Candace make him feel. I said, oh. She said, well, maybe he's thinking maybe I went about wrong, went about things a little bit wrong with you. She said, no, you was honest about who you is. You powerful, yet you have a sensitive side, and he is amazed that she's able to see through him so well. And he said that he really wished that, he could stay there with her. She said, well, if you want to, just go on and stay here and walk away from it all. He said, now you know I can't do that. She said, I know that. He said, but what you can do is you can come and see me. She said, now when would you like me to do that, before or after I bury my son? He said, go ahead and take the time necessary for you to grieve. And he basically walked away. She thanks him, and he leave. And you could tell when she closed that door, she over there wishing it could be more, and he over there like, damn. That could have been the one right there. But he walks on off. I said, See, I can deal with Charles. It's Chucky that I side eye, because Chucky can become something that Candace ain't ready for. He's very ruthless. He's more ruthless than her, and way more ruthless than Jim Cryer. So she don't probably need him in her life. But you could tell that there's a bond there, and they ain't done yet. Okay? Now, Benny and Hannah arrived back at Catherine's house, and Benny is talking to Veronica. Said he told Hannah he got to go talk to Veronica. She ain't really feeling it, but tell him do what he got to do. He also had talked with Candace on the phone about them having to go over to. Well, he was finna get ready to do that. Let me think. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Catherine came in as he was saying he was going to see Veronica, and he tells Kath, Hannah and Benny that the funeral home called and they need to get a suit down there for him because the body is ready, for them to get ready to funeralize him. Now, Benny said he gonna call Candace, even though Hannah feel she don't deserve to be called. She wasn't there when he was alive. She don't need to be there as we say goodbye. Catherine tells Hannah that she will be giving her the place that she's currently living in now, because she's going to be moving into her daddy's old place, okay, when it's finished. Once again, Hannah not receiving God's blessings. She feels that she can't accept that from that lady. How the hell she gonna pay for it? The woman tried to give her several scenarios. She was like, "Look, I can just give this to you. It's not a big deal, Hannah. I gotta earn my way. I don't need nobody doing nothing for me. I can take care of myself." She said, "Well, how about you come back to work for me, and I make the rent, I make the mortgage affordable, and you can move in, and you can have this place." That ain't good enough. Well, what about if I go down to the bank and I get them to give you a loan? I ain't gonna be able to do that either because my credit ain't no good. Catherine told her, you know what, Hannah, would you be able to accept this from me more if I was a black woman? Hannah said no. Catherine shared that when you said that you wasn't my slave, that hurt my feelings. Hannah said I was just upset. Catherine said I know how you felt, but at the same time, it still hurt. She told her, Hannah, you have been a blessing to me and my family. You prayed for my children when you thought nobody was watching, but I saw you. You might think this place is a lot, but to me, it's nothing compared to what you have given me and my family. And I won't, I know you're too proud to accept my gratuity because if you wasn't, I would give you a whole lot more than this right here. She said, I've seen employees just work for me, and they don't do half of what you've done. So please accept this from me. And Hannah said, I'm going to think about it. Let me think about it. Right now, all I'm trying to do is get past the funeral. Okay? I said, okay. Now, Benny talking to Candace on the phone about meeting up down to the funeral home, okay? She don't want to go because Benny would be picking her up with Hannah, and she don't want to see Hannah. So she tell him, text me the address, I get there on my own. Jim comes into Catherine's house. She ain't feeling him, trying to talk to her. She glad the mansion burned to the ground. She says she uninterested in having a meeting with David and Veronica to get no story straight. She don't want to do none of that. She hate his guts, okay? She said she hoped he was inside that house really. That's what she had hoped. He told her, child, you just as crazy as Veronica is because you forgot all the furniture and storage, so you didn't burn the possible DNA or any of the carpet fibers or none of that other stuff Veronica was talking about, as y'all assumed you had. Child, and this thing we know, he in her bedroom telling her he loved her and she loved him. She saying, I hate your guts. He done throwed her down on the bed, and he's saying that he do still love her. Child, he coming about his shirt, got a pin to the bed, and this thing we know she gets to accepting his affections. Look like they gonna get down, but look like that ain't gonna be nothing but a bump and grind for for old Catherine, because next week she gonna tell him, I would take the same gun that I blew Jennifer Salisbury head off with and blow you just like I just did, meaning that I just had good sex with you, but that's all it is. Don't get to thinking because I done gave you some of this old good old southern peach cobbler over here that you finna be with me on the red, because we ain't there yet. I know who you are and I still don't like you, but I needed some pings, so you was available, and since you my husband, God didn't mind, so that's how she left it with him. Child, I holler. This was a two good, very episodes. I think we got one more episode before the season finale, September 19th. For those who care, if Loving You will be returning, I review that too, so I'll be here. But that's it. That's all, y'all. Pray for us down here in Louisiana because Harvey's supposed to make landfall yet again, causing some more severe rain to fall down on the state of Texas as well as certain parts of us here in Louisiana. I probably won't get a whole lot of it, but we've had a lot of rain today and it's extremely hot out there, so I know something is coming, honey. So keep us in prayer down here in the boot, baby, and over there in the Texas area. To all of my Texas love things, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Like I said earlier today, I'm not a wealthy woman, but if you need me, if there's anything I can do for you and your family, please feel free to hit me up. And if I can't make it happen, I'll find the resources that would be able to assist y'all. Remember, the depth of your struggle will always determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate this video. Ratings get us recognized down here on these YouTube streets. Get down in the panty section and have a conversation with me. I love talking with y'all. Subscribe to the channel for the free 99 and hit your notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I'm down here on these YouTube streets talking shit and swallowing spit. You'll know, okay? And then share the video wherever it is that you share videos. Remember, the playlist for Tangled and Twisted will be in the description box. If you like Minister Society, Boys in the Hood, Straight Outta Compton, and all of that, you'll enjoy the Tangled and Twisted web series. I'll put that down there so that those of you who are not aware of it can become aware of it, and hopefully y'all will join me back down here Friday as I review episode 8 of the first season. Y'all have a good night. Keep us in prayer down here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be talking green leaf and black ink crew. Last week and this week, veggie soups, two more of them. And in lieu of doing a Fuck Shit Friday or Shit Talking Saturday, I of course am going to review the web series. That'll be one video, and I'm going to bring back story time. I got something I want to share with y'all. Okay, y'all have a good night. Peace.